I founded a nonprofit called Seniors Fight Back in 2021. At that time, post-pandemic, there was like a huge rise in attacks and hate crimes against the elderly and the Asian community.
Yep.
So a bunch of random people hit me up. It's like, hey, you want to help out? I was like, sure. What do you want me to do? I was like, well, we're thinking about putting together self-defense workshops. I'm like, okay, you call the right person. Let's do this.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the #1 mental health and addiction podcast, the Hopeaholics. I am your girl, Natalie Eva Marie, and these are my boys.
I'm Chad.
Hi, I'm Shane.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow us on our socials and wherever you get your podcasts.
Got a new episode dropping every Monday and Thursday. Please come check it out.
This episode is brought to you by the Infinity Group. You guys, if you or a loved one is suffering, please call us today. The number is right here on the screen. We are here for you 24/7. Now, let's get into the episode.
Ron, welcome to the...
And we're live. You're on Hopeaholics.
And he's going for the mayor. Is this true?
Oh, yeah. I'm running for mayor. And I'm going to, I think we're going to freaking win this. It's, like, it's kind of crazy. Like going from like no politics to freaking winning a mayor seat in like a major city.
That is insane. Wait, you're like a jack of all trades though, because talking earlier, so towing company, gym, and mayor, I mean, those three all together alone are...
Plus, he's a good... You know what he did there? He's really good.
That took years to master that. To
he's
not hit the mic.
I mean, he's really good. So yeah, he's special. He's a hard worker, and wow.
I like kickboxing because you don't roll around on the ground with other dudes, right?
Yes, very true. You know, it's funny. I did MMA. I do MMA as well.
Yeah.
But even when I do MMA fights, I still prefer striking.
Yeah.
It's like I
want to be a really good striker so I don't ever have to roll around on the ground with other people.
come to my gym.
You can teach me how to
It is
knock
20 minutes
somebody.
away from here.
It's not far. Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's super close. Shoot, I'll train the whole staff. And we do self-defense workshops. I do self-defense workshops all across, technically across the country now.
Oh,
I
really?
only did it in one other state, but...
Wait, so your gym is what? Kickboxing?
all kickboxing. It's in and out style. All we do is just
It's
kickboxing.
in Irvine?
Yeah.
I'm in Costa Mesa. I'm bringing my kid. I'm going. I'm
yeah.
going to do
Yeah,
this
please.
defensive stuff. I'm showing
Yeah, I
up.
want to go.
I'm showing up.
I love it.
Yeah,
I'm
it'd be
showing
fun.
up.
It'd be good. Can we do you have a ring?
A full-size ring.
You do?
Yeah, it looks cool.
Oh man,
Visually pleasing.
this my dream might come true. I gotta call.
No.
I gotta call
Yeah, I'm
Jonathan.
like,
You
no.
want to beat her up?
Huh?
You want to beat her up?
No.
Yeah,
Let your
right.
dream
No,
come
I want her to do. I want her to do like
suplex.
something.
Jump off the turnbuckles.
Jump off the turnbuckles, grab me by my neck, and then flip me over.
Though our ring doesn't have any bounce in it, so
Yeah,
that is
exactly.
going to F somebody up.
Oh,
There's fighting ring and there's a wrestling
Exactly.
ring. Funny enough.
I know.
It's spring. It's not spring. Was it spring loaded?
can we put some?
Well,
mats down?
our wrestling ring isn't really. Everyone thinks that it's soft, but it's literally
it's plywood.
Oh, it's
But-
flex in it.
But it's just a little give, so that way you're not literally just on.
I mean, it would hurt right onto
Yeah.
even this table. And what about the tables? There's already a crack in them.
No.
They're meant to fold this way though.
No.
Don't. Yes, there is.
Are you an only child?
No, I have a wonderful sister named Kim, and she is about 3 years younger than me.
Yeah. Does
Yeah,
she
and her
live out
birthday
here?
too, June 22nd, 1988.
Does she live out here?
Yeah. So we've lived in Orange County pretty much our whole lives. And
Okay.
then when I turned 21, pretty much we were old enough to take care of ourselves. My mom and dad were like, hey, you guys good? Cool. We're going to move to Asia.
Wow.
And then so they came over to America to take care of us, give us the American dream, let us do whatever we wanted. And then they went back to Asia. And they live she's on vacation all year long.
Yeah.
Great.
As she should be.
Yeah, like I
love
think
that.
yeah, she just travels all around Asia. It's crazy. And when she goes back, she's gonna probably just go on a boat and plane, just fly from country to country.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Yeah, so it's cool that she's been staying here this long. But we've had a lot of projects, so she's been sticking around
For sure.
to show support. So thank you, Mama.
So you've lived in Irvine your whole life, or all over like Orange County?
I was born in Garden Grove or Fountain Valley, one of those
Okay,
two
yep.
cities. And then I lived in Orange and Westminster most of my life. And then I found my wife in Irvine, and then I stayed in Irvine ever since. I think I moved in with her like after a month.
Yeah.
And then I haven't seen her. I haven't been without her for more than probably 14 days since we've been together.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been cool. And then we had our kid in Irvine, and then now we have our business in Irvine, and then I'm running for mayor of Irvine. So my whole life is Irvine now, like forever.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool though.
Really
I mean,
cool, bro.
that's the part that gets me
I
the
love
most.
it.
Like,
I love it.
what makes you decide I want to
awesome.
run for the mayor
I know.
of Irvine?
It's super random. Are we live now?
Yeah.
Oh,
we've
we
been
were
live.
recording.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
just talking randomly.
That's
How
what
funny.
it is, bro.
I love it. Well, I've been doing communities. This mayor thing is just an extension of my community service. So I've been in community service for the past 20 years. Martial arts has changed my life. It's been the base of everything from personal to love to work and then philanthropy too as well. So I've been using martial arts as a vessel to make the world a better place. And I've been doing that for the past 20 years. I founded a nonprofit called Seniors Fight Back in 2021. At that time, post-pandemic, there was like a huge rise in attacks and hate crimes against the elderly and the Asian community.
Yep.
So a bunch of random people hit me up. It's like, hey, you want to help out? I was like, sure. What do you want me to do? I was like, well, we're thinking about putting together self-defense workshops. I'm like, okay, you called the right person. Let's do this. And then so we've been running classes every month since 2020. We won Nonprofit of the Year by the state of California in 2021. And then during that whole course, I had a bunch of people like, hey, have you ever thought about doing politics? I was like, hey, I have not. Not really my jam because it has a negative connotation to it. It's like, oh, you're just in it for the money or something like that, blah, blah, blah. And I thought the same thing. And then a second group hit me up and I was like, that's funny. Somebody else mentioned that. And then a third person hit me up. I was like, okay, why? Why should I do it? And they're like, well, you feel like you're making a difference? I was like, yeah. It's like, you can make a really big difference if you do it from within our government. I was like, okay, that's a good one. I'm like, all right. And so went down a rabbit hole. I found that the mayor position was open. I wanted to skip school board, city council, all that fun stuff. And I was like, you know what? Go big. I'm like, my benefit, my value is being a good communicator, being a face, being a good representative for any group that I'm a part of. And as a city council member, I'm not going to be the face. As a mayor, I'm the face for a whole flipping city.
Yeah.
And so I believe that I have the right background, the right intentions and all that fun stuff. And I was like, let's represent our city. And now we're going forward with it. And I'm pretty sure we're going to win, which is the craziest part.
Wow.
But my whole life has been nothing but unlikely events that happen to happen. Randomly, I'm also a world champion. So I'm a current WBC National Muay Thai champion and then current WCK World Muay Thai champion. And I still hold it. I'm supposed to defend it this year in Vegas. But we will see what happens after this election.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Well,
How do you have the time?
If you
Hold
do
on.
defend it in
Hold
Vegas,
on.
we're showing up.
Oh,
Wait a
yes,
minute.
please. It'll be
Yeah.
dope.
Because you're running multiple businesses, you're teaching classes, you have your nonprofit, you're doing all this community work, you are married.
I know it sounds totally made up. It's like, really?
Yeah, I'm
really,
like,
guy?
you're a liar. No,
Yeah. It sounds totally made up until like they do the background check. Like, holy crap!
Yeah.
it's freaking accurate. I believe in team. My whole life has been about team. Right, sports is my life, and so I found that as long as you have the right team, the right coaches, and the right playbook, you can win as long as you follow the game plan.
amen, brother. I love that. I feel the same way. Teamwork makes the dream work, baby.
Yeah, it's everything. So from making sure that my family's happy, all the businesses are in order. It's the right team. Even all my businesses right now, obviously I'm not there, but my team's in place to make sure that the places don't crash and burn.
Yeah.
And like I only told you some. I got like 5 right now. So life has been insane. I have cryotherapy. I do cryo spot in Santa Ana. Come by if you get hurt. We do fat sculpting, all that fun stuff. Cryofacials. What else? I have an e-commerce company called Lace and Loop. We do combat sports accessories online.
Wow.
And so we've learned how to optimize e-commerce on Amazon. So anytime you type in the word like boxing glove, we pop up. So that's been really, really cool. And then I do pop-up restaurants too around Orange County.
What?
Yeah, I love food. So we opened up this thing called Red Lantern. I found a Michelin chef that does only hand rolls. So we did it for 2 weekends. Sick, crunchy, fresh hand rolls, all imported from Japan. It was, I want some right now.
Yeah.
I'm really hungry right now.
I've been fasting, and I just introduced my mom to fasting today.
Oh, really?
She's like, I don't think I can last 24 hours.
How long are you doing?
I didn't do it on purpose. I just did it because I didn't make time to eat today. I'm fasting by accident.
Well, because you do so much and you have such a variety of things that you do, obviously I'm assuming that stemmed from your childhood and your mom is here with us today. So that work ethic doesn't come out of nowhere. So I'm assuming it's from your parents.
Yeah, I blame her. I blame my parents.
Yep.
Anything good that you guys see from me, I blame my parents.
Yeah.
And all the positive influences around me. And I'm a big believer in all of that. And so whether you do really, really good or you do really, really bad, I believe it's due to leadership. So what leadership do you have in your life? Are you going in a good direction? Probably the leadership. Are you going in a bad direction? It's probably because of leadership, at least a major factor.
Yep.
Yeah.
How do you feel that martial arts has really shaped who you are, not only for your health and wellness, but into business as well?
In fact, for that, it goes beyond health and wellness. It's more important than how it has structured my life, like how I should be, from respect to structure to discipline, all that stuff. I've taken martial arts and I've applied to every aspect of my life, and it's been working okay thus far. So I implement that everywhere across all boards, and then I don't shove anything down anybody's throat. When people ask, how do you do it? This is how I do it. And my hope is that I inspire them to do it the same way, if it works for them. And that's kind of like how I work. I don't want to force anybody to do anything, but if you want to know how I do it, this is how I do it. If you want to copy it or make it better, then do that. Then maybe I can get better at it.
How old were you when you got into martial arts?
I was 17, and it's not a cool story whatsoever. I saw the first episode or the first season of The Ultimate Fighter on Spike TV, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. I want to be a fighter. And then so I Yahoo'd the nearest MMA gym towards me, and then I trained there for 7-8 years, and then I joined my next home gym for the next 10, 12 years, and then I just opened my gym, Oka Kickboxing Club in Irvine, about 3 months ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it just opened. And
Awesome.
and in the city that I live.
Yeah, and that you're
love.
running for
Running-
Hello.
Yeah, so it's everything.
Yeah.
My whole life is intertwined in Irvine now. My kid goes to school in Irvine. Everything is Irvine.
You know what's funny?
I used to live in Irvine. I love Irvine.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's the safest state in the country. Or
No.
City. It's
The
one of.
safest-
Is it
Maybe one
still?
of the state.
It is
Is,
one
is
of.
it still one of the safest cities?
It's top 5.
Yeah, it was the
It was
safest.
number
You're
one.
in the country,
It's
yeah.
not.
Now it's one of the safest. Only crime has risen, unfortunately, but we're gonna try to fix that. So
Yeah.
How do we get it
yeah.
back? The safest again. Who's the safest? Mission Viejo? No.
No, I just saw it too.
yeah,
That's why I knew.
Is it somewhere around here? No.
I don't think so.
somewhere else. Yeah, this is across
Yeah.
the whole nation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Irvine was number one.
It was number
It's
one,
not.
but we've dropped the ball, so we're gonna change it. Well, not to get all nerdy, but we only have 1.3 officers per 1,000 residents in Irvine, and Irvine has 320,000 residents.
Wait. Say that again.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I'll put in perspective so it actually makes sense. We have 1.3 officers per 1,000 residents out of 320,000 residents in Irvine. What does that mean? The average, right? We are 64% under the average
Yeah.
for the rest of California, which means we should have 3 times as
Totally.
much than we already do. And they're doing a good job being severely understaffed and under-resourced. But imagine if they had adequate resources to do their job properly.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't help that there's a negative energy or sentiment towards police and public safety officers and stuff like that,
Right.
which really sucks. And so for me, I'm not just supporting the police, but I want to support them in a way. RSM?
What?
Wow.
Wait.
Dang, we're number 10. Is there another list?
Here are the 10 safest cities.
Yeah, that's-
that's in
no,
California,
that's in California.
though. The country.
Yeah.
Dang, we dropped down to 10?
Dang.
What the heck is Lincoln?
I don't even know Poway.
Poway.
I only know
don't
Poway
know.
because there's like a racetrack
There's
there.
something there, yeah.
Hey, we're number
Lake
10.
Forest, come on.
Dang, this kinda
Lake
hurts.
Forest has got some crime. Where's San Juan Capistrano? That's where I live.
Dang, this is
We got some crime out here, though.
that's bad. That's bad. That hurts.
Are you gonna pull up the state one?
But that is the state one.
No,
Oh,
I mean the
country.
Country.
So if we go to the whole country, that means it's going to be even worse.
No, I just saw it. That's why. it
Yeah,
was
I'm
on
tripping.
my-
I didn't know we were 10. Come on, AI. Do your job.
in the U.S. Top.
Here we go. America.
Let's go, America.
Oh, man, it's one of these where you think,
Oh, you got to click on it, and then there's an ad.
They get you good with this.
I am.
Oh, it's Scottsdale's 10.
Okay.
Okay.
Yonkers.
At least there's nothing inappropriate popping up.
I know, seriously. Wyoming, that makes sense.
That's-
Maine.
That's because it's not
Rhode
Shane's Shane's browser.
Arizona,
Private.
yeah. Columbia, Maryland.
Dang, what in the world?
Wow, it's so bizarre because I literally just was looking at this a few days ago, and Irvine was on there.
That's not the good list. That ain't the list.
Emily.
Where's your dad?
My dad's in Vietnam right now. Yeah, dad's.
How
in
long
Vietnam
they
right
been
now.
married?
Forever.
Forever.
1985, right? Haha.
Wow.
85.
What does your dad do out there?
He said forever.
He's living life. Yeah.
What's he doing though?
I was already 11 years
Like,
old.
What's he doing, Mom?
What did your family do to allow them to come here?
Oh, my simple life, not even that crazy. My mom worked for Time Warner Cable, customer service agent. She had no interest in being in management, just straight working hard, working long. And my dad, same thing, was a card dealer.
Wow.
Just dealing out cards all day long. And then he would just get food.
Cards?
Yep, like freaking, like blackjack, hit me, jackpot.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, simple life, nothing crazy. They didn't
Awesome.
have to.
That
they
is
didn't-
awesome.
Yeah, they didn't have to invent the color blue or
What a
be a
dream.
rocket scientist.
What a dream. So she's so how are you feeling about all this? It's really quite a miracle. You know, a lot of hard work. You see, this pays off, man. This is I love these stories. I'm sorry. This jacks me up.
Yeah,
This is the American dream right here.
literally, yeah. They came to America so I could do whatever I wanted. Now, she got a bit disappointed with me because I was supposed to be doctor, lawyer,
Of course.
businessman,
Yep.
and at the time I became cage fighter. She's like, "A what? You want to be a what?"
I didn't come over here for you to do that. Yeah, for
you
sure.
know, and then about 10, 15 years later, she was like, "Oh snap! You can actually make a career out of this."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, Mom, and I'm also making the world a better place with it." And then she's like, "All right, fine, but try not to get hurt or die." I was
Yeah.
like, okay, done.
Seriously.
So in the where you hold the title, do you guys fight in a cage or in a ring?
For Muay Thai, it's in a ring,
In
so
the
it's like
ring, right.
kickboxing, but I can clinch them, elbow them, and knee them. Yeah, that's it.
Do you teach any of that in your school?
So kickboxing is more broad. Kickboxing is punching and kicking. There's American kickboxing, Dutch, Japanese, there's Brazilian, and then there's Thai kickboxing, which is Muay Thai. That's the most known one, I believe.
Yeah,
That's one I do.
at your gym.
Yeah, but we do kickboxing. My partner's Daishin. He's like a little Japanese superstar, so he's a Japanese kickboxer. He's awesome, and he does Japanese style. I do Muay Thai. So Muay Thai is my base as far as striking goes. But I believe in hybrid. I believe in using what works, not having being stuck to whatever it is you're stuck to, unless it's for nostalgia. That's different. You know, if you wanna be nostalgic, then yeah, be very, very traditional. But I'm a hybrid guy. I'm in the middle. I mix everything together. I'm all about efficiency.
Well, at 50, here's the thing. At 50,
50 what?
I'm 50 years old.
You're 50?
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
At 50, I just don't really want it to take a long time anymore. You know, I don't have the energy to, roll around on the ground. What else? Get punched in the face too many times.
Right? You're gonna pull your back out or something.
Like
pull your
I'll
hip
pull
out.
a hammy. I could pop a calf.
Yeah, you don't stretch.
Things happen
Yeah.
at 50 that didn't happen at 20.
I don't look forward to that. You know, somebody told me when I turned 30, I'm going to start feeling pain.
Yeah.
And it was so accurate because the morning of my 30th birthday, I woke up and there was an ache in my finger. And I was like, what the heck is this? I'm like, is this joint ache?
Yeah.
I'm like, did I sprain my finger? I was like, what the heck? And then it's only gotten worse since then. But luckily these days I've gotten really into my health.
Yeah.
So I feel much better. Well, technology is crazy now. Like there are 40, 50-year-olds that are in better shape and health than 21-year-olds.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
It's insane. Peptides,
Yep.
TRT.
This guy's blood work just
Yeah,
came back
I'm
like
just
a 20-year-old man.
yeah.
Not greens
Green
all the way down.
everywhere.
I'm talking about a
Cholesterol was crazy.
complex
It was
blood
nuts.
work because of. I mean, we're all on a
Peptides.
peptide and
Same. I get blood tests quarterly.
Yeah.
too.
It's
Me
it's
too.
a fountain of youth.
Yeah.
It's
quarterly.
crazy.
Yep.
But I
Well-
think that's the truth, and like health is wealth, and people are, I feel, kind of hopping on board with that because normally you all of a sudden see somebody say working out, and for a while it was always like, oh, whether it's a professional athlete or they just care about aesthetics, where it couldn't be more.
For me,
So much different.
it's become more than that now. I used to do everything for aesthetics. I used to tell people, I literally would say, when I die, I would just want to look good in my coffin. I would say that.
Put me shirtless in my coffin.
Yeah, now I'm not like that because literally, I want to live another 30 years healthy.
I want to be 100 and look 80. look 70, look 60.
Wouldn't that
And
be
be able
amazing?
to walk and be able to sit down, be able to get into
Run.
a car,
Go
be
to
able
the gym
walk
still.
upstairs.
It's happening. It
Totally.
can happen now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm not even on TRT. I'm on everything else, glutathione, BPC.
Oh, yeah,
all
so
that fun
good. Me
stuff.
too.
Yeah, or not BPC. I'm not allowed. I'm not
Oh
allowed to use
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm
I
not
was
allowed
just
to.
reading about that, and I was talking to my husband about it. I'm like, wait a minute, that's crazy, because I was looking at drug regulations for professional athletes, and I'm like, damn, if I was in the WWE right now, I would get popped because of BPC 157.
It's on
Which
the
is insane. First
on
of
the
all,
ban list.
and you have to think, in WWE, that's silliness, because we're not in a combat sport. It's entertainment, so it's even more dumb.
I didn't know there was regulations.
Yeah.
I took 2 shots this morning of BPC, one in my stomach, and I took one in my back.
Wait, why?
Because
I took
He
one.
doesn't take his peptides correctly at all.
Oh,
So don't listen to him.
he's like, I drank one the other day.
Yeah.
I
Like,
will.
the whole bottle.
I'm like, please, anyone listening to this, do not do what Shane does. That's not how you take
Go to a
peptides.
professional, please.
Double
Yeah.
shot of espresso.
But yeah, so you couldn't, because you have an upcoming fight,
Yeah.
right?
No, they randomly test you all year long.
Oh, that's
You can't
right.
do it
Yeah,
at
yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah.
They'll randomly test you. I can do all the other stuff. I can do glutathione
Okay.
and vitamin
I love the
B12,
glutathione.
L-carnitine, all that
Mm-hmm.
fun stuff. But no BPC and then no TRT.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not until I'm
Yeah.
done.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
that's cheating.
I'm like,
I don't know about the BPC. That that just heals you faster.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you
Recovery.
stronger.
Getting a full night sleep is cheating because I feel so different when I get a full night's sleep
Oh,
when
I
I
agree.
don't. So anything you do can be performance enhancing.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel a difference when you are on TRT and when you're not, because I hold pads and I have some students that when I hit them pre-steroids, I'm like, okay, cool. No technique, like no hip movement, nothing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
just straight linear
Yeah.
movement. And then post steroids, I'm like, boom, I'm like, oh, snap. Zero technique, no hips. My forearm feels like it's going to break. It is literally that big of a difference. It's insane.
Yeah.
And then you couple that with proper technique, it is a scary thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it is a very scary thing. So I get it.
Do you
Yeah.
think any of them get away with it in the like the
Yes,
UFC?
for sure.
and-
90%.
100%. Yes.
Oh, 90% of them get away with it.
yeah.
Yes.
Not 100 because some get popped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On accident, thinking that they're clearing, but they're not,
Mm-hmm.
because,
But I would say 90% of people in all sports are finding a way around things,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I would agree.
yeah.
There's no
It is what it
there
is.
is no way that LeBron still looks like that.
Yeah. It's not.
No.
For sure, he's on BPC. He's on the Wolverine serum.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just taking Wolverine. That's actually I did a shot of Wolverine right here in my shoulder yesterday. It healed I had chronic tennis elbow, and it is gone. Gone.
Yeah,
It's
they're
magic.
amazing.
It is magic. Does everybody have their own people that they go to? I feel like they're popping up all over the place.
They are popping up, but I'm with Transcend, and then I got these boys on Transcend too.
Oh, very, very cool. I'm over at Everwell MD in Newport.
Okay.
Super good dude.
Yeah.
He's on. I got my mom on it too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even my
All
mom
right,
got
Mom.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Web
yeah.
panel and everything.
I got my mom on it too. My mom's on the peptides as well,
Heck
and
yeah.
my dad.
It's because stereotypically people think it's only for men, right? It's like no, there's a ton of
Totally.
benefit for women.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's cool. The fountain of youth.
Well, it's weird
Yeah,
about
and
the
you know
FDA.
how you know how it's good is because what you were just about to say. The FDA is trying to ban it.
Yeah.
They just want money.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as it gets FDA approved, then they're fine.
Well, I also think it's it goes into like our whole healthcare issue is that I think that they want us sick so that we have to take some meds. Heaven forbid if you're on top of your game and doing preventative health. It's like, oh no, that takes money out of their pocket because they would rather us have to be on.
They just need to figure out a different way to collect money because you know what? We're all getting healthy. We're all getting healthy out here.
Some people are getting healthy because peptides are very expensive.
Yeah, they
so
are.
it's only for those
You're
that can
right.
afford it. You know,
It's true.
It's rough. Yeah, it gets
Yeah.
rough. Like for me, I only do it during fight camps because if I do it regularly, I'm just like, okay, this is a car payment right now.
Yeah.
Like fudge.
Super
So I and you feel the difference.
He's like,
you guys
this
get off
shot
it.
is a car payment. This is one shot. It's a
Yeah, I was
car
like,
payment.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like I got 6 cars in my arm right now. Like fudge. But I feel great.
I'm assuming you put you have a son, right?
His name's Renzo.
I'm assuming he's at
He's not on peptides.
no.
He's got plenty naturally.
Are you gonna have him start training
Yeah, he already is. He's doing jujitsu. I don't want to teach him because the relationship is different. I don't want to be his coach. I'd rather just be his dad.
Sure.
I already tell him what to do enough, so I'd rather him play, and I don't want to be too hard on him because if I teach him, I'll have a higher expectation.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that rough on him because I can be stern with a random kid or a student, but with him, I'm just like, I'll probably be worse.
Yeah.
Because I expect more out of him.
Yeah, of course.
My kids. Like,
If Shane becomes a student at your gym, please be hard on him.
we have a weird thing at our gym because usually when you go to a gym, it's two things: either you learn a lot and you don't get a good workout, or you get a great workout and you don't really learn much. And so we found a really good medium ground between you learn but you also die. And so regardless of your shape, I've got like 18-year-old kids, I've got like 55-year-old women, and they are all keeping up with each other. It is so cool to see.
Nice.
It is so cool to see. And sometimes the 55-year-old is outperforming the 18-year-old, and then they're like, keep up, youngin'. I'm like,
Wow.
I'm like, that's freaking right.
Can we come down and vlog?
Yeah, whenever you want, just do whatever you want with
Yeah.
the place. Yeah,
I'm excited.
Like do a vlog. She'll come down. You'll teach us.
Yeah, we'll do a class, whatever you guys
Yeah,
want.
we'll do a class.
Yeah, we'll do a class, whatever. You guys can spar if you like.
Can,
Can
like-
send you a waiver. You can have complete free space.
Do you have somebody that can spar that'll like kick Shane's butt? Because that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, and
He's a big guy.
I'll have a female do it.
I'll
Even more fun to watch.
Yeah.
I'll get beat up by a female.
Yeah, it's
I'll have
cool.
to ask my wife first, but
we did this podcast once where they came into our gym. I had a cage at the time, and I had my friend Carla Esparza. She was the first.
yeah.
Yeah. She's great. She first UFC flyweight
Yep.
champion.
Awesome.
And then she's gonna have a retirement fight coming up very, very soon.
Okay.
So it'll be really, really cool to see. But she had somebody come in the cage and do MMA fight with him. And he was like 200 pounds. So I was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
So luckily she ended up choking him out. And then, so that was fun to watch.
Yeah. He's like, good night.
would you get in the ring?
no.
No?
No. Why get hurt?
Dude,
Shane-
I'm talking about a
Shane didn't-
120-pound girl.
no.
Why get hurt?
120-pound girl. Dude, you're 250.
So
Why
what?
get hurt though?
I've
Why
seen
would
him.
I-
I've seen it. He took a class with us at the gym. It was a boxing class. All of a sudden, we're in one of our
turned around and I'm
stations.
gone.
I look over and see how Shane's doing. He left. He
Yeah.
couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
He couldn't
gone.
hang. Yeah.
Yeah,
He couldn't
not-
handle the
those
3-minute
days are
rounds.
over. Those days are.
I was like, oh my
bro, I'm
goodness.
telling you, I'm not 30.
When
I
you're
wish.
tired, 3 minutes sounds like
What weight
eternity.
do you fight
It
at?
is.
I used to fight at 125, and as I get older and older, my weight just keeps going up
Yeah.
and up.
Yeah.
So I was 125, and then I went up to like 30, and then 35, and then 40, and 45, and then I jumped up to 155 for fun. Then now I'm cruising at 140.
What does your typical day look like? Because you have so many things going on. You have so many different businesses. You have family, and then now with you running for mayor of Irvine, that's a lot on your plate. So how do you divide your time and all your kind of?
I have a lot of structure, so like I have the playbook down, and so I plan my next day the night before, and so we have a big marker board in my house. We have 2 marker boards. One is for clients because a lot of my revenue comes from training people, and then I have my big board for what I need. I followed this thing that I found on Tony Robbins. It's called RPM, and it's worked so freaking good for my life.
Yeah.
It's results, purpose, and massive action.
Nice.
And so we have what we try to accomplish for the year, and then 5 years, and then I have my daily stuff that I need to accomplish. And so like today, for podcasts, it's tough because you don't know how long they're going to take. So
Right.
I put out a 4-hour block for this. And so if this ends up early, I'm like, I guess we go get lunch.
Right?
Right.
But for the most part, I block everything out in 90-minute segments. So I try to accomplish anything, zero interruptions, all focus, no interruptions. Whatever it is I need to accomplish, I have 90 minutes to do it. And so I do 90 minutes because if I do an hour, it's a rush, because it takes me 15 minutes to get there. There's hello, how's everybody
Sure.
going? And then there's only really like 20 minutes of actual work. So I give myself 90 minutes, even if it's only a 30-minute meeting. I give myself a 90-minute block just in case. So I don't have to rush. I can take my time and really focus. And so by doing that, I only accomplish like 2-3 things a day, but I make sure it gets done.
Yeah.
And so every day I do 3 different things. Tomorrow is a big thing because I'm trying to get endorsed by the Republican Party, and so that's a big deal. for
Thank
me.
God. I was going to fucking ask. Sorry.
So who are you voting for?
Pardon me, Mama.
We already looked it up.
Did you?
bro.
I was gonna ask,
Yeah.
is the
First
mayor
off, the
Already
person
then.
that sent him my way, I don't believe would have sent somebody.
liberal?
Wait, but no, finish what you're saying. So tomorrow's a big day because
Sorry.
you
Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, yeah. I'm getting endorsed by the Republican, or I'm getting
Congratulations.
interviewed. No, I'm not endorsed. I'm not endorsed yet. I'm getting interviewed to be endorsed. But if they pass and then they like me and then I get endorsed, then I officially represent the Republican Party of Orange County.
So what does that process look like? So where do you go tomorrow? Do you have to sit in front of like a panel?
awesome.
Yep. So I sit in front of a panel at they call it OCGOP headquarters.
Okay.
It's Grand Old Party for those that don't know about politics. And there's a panel of like 12 or 15 of them, and they're like, "This is why should you be?
Right.
Why should we be?"
And who are those
endorsing you?"
people? Like,
They're politicians.
Okay.
They're on the board. They've been lifelong Republicans
Sure.
and conservatives, and they want to make sure that I match their ideals and their values. Because it's interesting, because I'm not in politics, so I've been actually NPP registered most of my life, and I've been conservative most of my life. But strategically, I stayed NPP because I want to reach to everybody. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, or independent. Do you believe in what kind of change I'm trying to do? And so I wanted to hit that. And then the Asian in me went over the numbers, and statistically, we had a 7% edge in Irvine if we were going to go as NPP. But what the numbers didn't show was the lack of support I had without having a party behind me.
I see.
That's the part I didn't understand. And for me, I'm all about team.
Right.
And without being part of a team, I was literally all by myself. I'm cool with everybody.
Yeah.
But nobody could attach their name to me. Nobody could work with me. Nobody could do anything with me. But we were just friends, and that was it. I'm like, fudge, I can't work with anybody. I'm like, I had to join a party. Okay, well, if I'm going to pick a party.
Which is so silly that we only have a two-party system anyways because of like that. You have somebody like yourself, which is probably like what I think the general population is, which is probably like something down the middle, which is more so common sense. But we have to decide what team you're on when it's like offense or defense.
Yeah, but only because that's how it's kind of set up, right? That
Yeah.
two-party system.
Yeah.
You could pick the other parties, but the chances of anything happening are
Right.
zero
Zero.
to none, right? And so I was like, okay, pick a party. Let's pick Republicans. I mean, those are where all my friends are, anyways, and that's where all my values lie.
Right,
You know, for the
right.
most part.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
let's go. But there's this thing called a rhino. So they think you're coming in like as like a spy or like
wow.
change the agenda, or another term that they use, an opportunist. Like he's only joining the Republican Party because he's trying to take advantage of our people. I was like, no, I'm just picking because officially I want to be part of it now. I wasn't involved in politics before.
Yeah.
You know, so if I have to pick a team, I'll pick you guys.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna get a bunch of residents out there tomorrow night. They're gonna show up with like signs, almost like a protest, and be like, "Hey, endorse this guy! Endorse this
Oh
guy!"
my
So
goodness.
it'll be fun. It'll be cool.
That's
So
wild.
we're gonna do a little rally.
Yeah.
At this interview thing. So
How long have you been going for this position?
like 8 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So I went from zero politics to complete elbow deep in politics in 8 months' time. But I've learned so much. I mean, I have the right coaches. I have the right team.
Sure.
So I'm able to learn a lot faster than a normal individual.
How many other people are running for mayor in Irvine?
6.
Oh my goodness.
Good. That's good.
It was only 3, me and 2 other candidates, and then the day before the deadline hit, like 4 other emerged.
Wow.
I'm like, oh snap! So it was really interesting. But yeah, it's
Any of
and the reason
other,
why that happens. That's the reason why I think we're gonna win.
Are any of the other ones endorsed by a party?
Yeah, one is in the party can only endorse one candidate, so it's one candidate that represents a whole party. So it's a big deal. Like,
Wow.
I
Huge.
get this, I will represent the whole Republican Party of Irvine.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
I will be the sole Irvine candidate.
Okay.
For mayor in Irvine.
So nobody currently is representing the Republican Party.
There's a couple people out there trying to get it.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm very confident.
Well,
Yeah.
we're rooting we're rooting for you over here.
If I was in Irvine, I'd vote for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I like him.
You know who
Pretty sure
is
you
in
could get
Ver-
everybody that's listening right
Yeah.
now to come vote.
I
That would be nice.
well, we've got people in this office that live in Irvine.
Heck to the yes.
So besides that, yeah, and everybody that's listening, make sure you vote.
Where do I look? Oh. Yeah, I was like, wait. I don't even know where the cameras are.
Your camera's right there.
And when will you find out if you are or not? Like, do you get to find out tomorrow when you leave, or do they have to like have a little meeting and? Okay.
Yeah, it's very official. They have to have a meeting. I find out on the 15th, or no, 16th, next Monday.
Oh, okay.
I go to a meeting, and then all the people in the committee show up, and then they decide if it's unanimous or they have to fight, and they have to say why they
Wow.
don't think I'm a good fit and all that fun stuff. Yeah, so it'll be really interesting.
And what does your wife
wait.
think of all of this?
She's my ride or die. Obviously, I have an extremely crazy life, and she's been supportive of everything. I could be like, hey, babe, I kind of want to be an astronaut. You cool with that? She's like, are you serious? You want to fly to the moon? No, I want to fly to Pluto. She's like, all right, F it. You better fly to Pluto then. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go. You want to come with me? So she'd fly to Pluto with me.
She would. That's cool. My wife would stay home, but she's let me fly to Pluto. She'd
awesome.
worry the whole time though.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
I wish she could be here today, but she's got to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's living the corporate life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She works for Apple and she does like recruiting.
Oh,
and all that
wow.
stuff.
Oh, lucky you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Can you have her send proof to all of my people that I actually work for Apple as well, and that I
Oh, God.
What?
I believe
Nothing.
that is a violation of.
See,
privacy.
it's a violation, you guys.
All right, that's fine. Same
But yeah,
with
I every year. So the new iPhone 16 is coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It's just like the 15 and 14.
I get the 17.
cool.
So I test the phones for Apple for a
Oh,
year.
you're testing
So the 17 I'll get the 17.
Is it implanted in your eye?
Yep.
It's not even a physical phone anymore.
All I do, I push it when it rings. It only rings in my head, and I just push my nose.
Except he hears
Hello?
decline. He's back here.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time you scratch your butt, we know he's declining a call. I think
Just declined another call.
technology.
Every time Shane calls me, I'm scratching my butt.
Apple didn't even invent it. Android came with it first.
That is hilarious. Wow.
Oh man,
What
you're this guy's a comedian too.
Yeah.
I like him, man.
Yeah.
Huh?
What's
Yeah.
one of the first things that you would want to change in Irvine?
Yeah.
Oh, change? Well, there's specific issues and things that I want to change. But first off, I want to give more resources to our public safety. Like, we need to be safe. Crime is rising.
Yeah.
As you can see on that list, Irvine dropped down to 10, which is great if you've never been on the list. But if
Yeah.
you've been number one,
I
and you
know.
drop down to 10, like, ugh.
That's not good.
Ugh, brother, ugh. So we got to do something about that. And we know exactly why that is. We are understaffed and we don't have enough resources. Number two, our senior citizen community, not just in Irvine, but I think across the whole nation, they are being neglected. Like they're not being cared for. They're being forgotten. They are alone. And because I do Seniors Fight Back, I get to talk with senior citizens every single month. I talk to literally the last class we did was like 100 citizens. We talked to at least 100 citizens every single month. And I talk to every single one of them. And they reach out to me after class and tell me how much they loved it or what they're dealing with. Like I have at least one or two citizens that come up to me and tell me that they've been attacked, they've been robbed in the past month. Like it's still happening, it's just not being covered on the media.
Yeah.
It's crazy, it's insane. And funny enough, you would think it's like, hey, thank you for giving me tools, but the majority of times that they come out and talk to me, it's like, hey, thank you for caring because after this, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm alone. There's nothing for me to do. Nobody talks to me. It's like it's the saddest thing ever. And so the fact that someone just took time to just show that they cared just made their whole month, maybe their whole year.
Yeah.
It's insane. So we have 3 community centers in Irvine. Sorry if I keep talking about Irvine. It's like my life.
No, it's your city.
Yeah, it's my city.
important. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what you can actually make the change in.
Make it better.
Yeah.
So it's important.
Yeah, it's very, very important. And obviously, if I can do more, then I will. But as it pertains to Irvine, there's 3 community centers for senior citizens, and they're empty. So cool, we have the space, but why aren't there things for them to do? Why is there no chess? Why is there no bingo? Why is there no racquetball?
bingo?
There's no bingo that nobody's showing up to. But first day in office, we're
Buckyball.
gonna have a bingo party.
Yeah.
We're gonna fill that place up. We have community buses we can
Dude,
use.
people love bingo.
Yeah, bingo is crazy. And on a business end, did you know bingo generates a ton of money for the organizations that run them? That's why churches do bingo too, because churches get a percentage of the money. So there's business behind everything. It's
I
insane.
know.
Sure,
I
for
know
sure.
a treatment center back in the 1990s in Orange County. They built their treatment center doing bingo.
Bingo, yeah, it's insane, and that's a testament to senior citizens don't have a lot to do, and so bingo is one of the few options. And what do? They go to bingo all week long, and whatever fixed income that they have, it goes into bingo. And so that's why bingo is so popular, because there's not a whole lot of other options. Shoot, I would love to see senior citizens on like a game, play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
The ones that got introduced to it, they kind of get into it. So imagine if we had like 100 senior citizens on a Call of Duty tournament. Like that would be
sure.
insane. That'd
Yeah.
be so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about the public safety. Is the public safety down where it's at because more people have moved to Irvine, or have less people been signing up? Is the budget where it's at right now?
It's a tricky issue because there's lots of factors that come to it, right?
Yeah.
One is we just approved 57,000 new affordable housing units in Irvine, which, what does that sound like? Well, by comparison, we've only built 1,600 homes in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
And so now we're essentially going to like 10x all that,
Yeah.
which is fine. But the problem is we've approved that, but we haven't focused on the infrastructure. How are we going to handle that many more? Not even just homes, affordable housing homes. And then stereotypically, the rate of affordable housing homes is correlated to crime too as well. It rises with more affordable housing.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that we shouldn't have it. We should have it. Whatever number we pick, we should be able to handle it as an infrastructure.
Yeah.
So
I
that
like
doesn't
how
make,
he worded that. He's good. He's good.
He's running for mayor of a
Yeah,
city.
he's
I've
good.
been in this for about 8 months.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Good
much.
for you, bro.
I
Good for
consider
you.
myself well informed now. I have a really good team of advisors, and
But Irvine is a good area.
It's wonderful.
And you have to help the underfortunate.
yeah,
But to a certain degree where it's not impeding.
Well, you have
life.
to be able to handle it on a public service
Yeah, have
element,
to,
or else
have
they
to. Yeah.
all of a sudden
everything crashes.
Yeah,
Everything.
Like everything has to have some checks and balances.
Yeah,
the whole reason.
We've got to help everything as a
Yes,
whole. We can't
right.
focus on one thing.
Exactly.
Because if you do, everything else falters.
Yes.
So that's what we're trying to do. So we got to deal with that. And then Irvine has become a new target. A lot of the criminals that are getting arrested, getting caught for burglary attacks and stuff like that are coming from LA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're being targeted as an easy city to prey upon, especially with the new rules in place. Essentially, you can rob in broad daylight at the Spectrum, Irvine Spectrum, and you'll get out the next day. It's a little rough, but crime is rising. In the past month, there have been 3 homicides in Irvine, which for the safest city was the safest city in the country. That is alarming. Even to be more spoiled, the fact that if you live in Great Park, which is in the outskirts, the fact that you can't walk to a store
Yeah.
or walk to a gas station is unacceptable. Irvine is supposed to be one of the nicest cities to live in. And I stayed in Irvine. I've lived in Irvine because everything is within 5 minutes of me. I can go to the grocery store. I can go to the gas station. I can go to a mini theme park and play golf. I can go to a swimming pool. I can go hiking. My quality of life is very, very high because of where I live, and it's amazing. But with the new developments in place, you're gonna have in Great Park. You have to drive 20 minutes to go to the grocery store. There's one shopping center in the Great Park area. That's rough. So maybe instead of 100 homes, maybe a shopping center, and then
Right.
build homes next to it. And so there's got to be a proper ratio for quality of life. And the other things too. What about the people that already live here? How does that impact? And then traffic, all that fun stuff, infrastructure. It's when you talk about politics.
I vote no.
Yeah, it already passed.
I do. I vote no. I'm
It already
sorry.
passed. It already
Oh,
passed.
it did?
It literally
Oh,
passed
all right.
like 2 weeks ago.
Damn it.
It's
Which
crazy.
part? The 50.
I vote no to the 57,000 homes. I don't want to.
Well, here's the thing, and I don't know how it is in Irvine, but San Juan Capistrano just passed ordinance that a bunch of these areas are being rezoned
Ooh.
for
Or
affordable housing.
yeah.
So
it's-
this building that you're sitting in has actually been rezoned for
there's-
commercial residential. So
there's a chance it may be bought out. There's a chance it may be destroyed, and there's a chance affordable housing will take its place.
yeah. So but when I went to the city council meeting, they are talking about this is a California law that based on the city, they have to create a certain amount of affordable housing in the city.
They are accurate in that sense. So the state, there's local, state, and then federal, right? And so the state mandates a certain percentage of affordable housing that must be done. But when you go back, I would ask them, okay, cool. Well, if there is a state mandate and requirement, what is that requirement and what is ours? And so we have a state requirement, which is we're already on track for, which is 1,600 homes in the past 6 years. We keep that rate, we hit the minimum. But why are we doing 57,000 all of a sudden?
Yeah, why?
Like we
Yeah.
doubled it, If something weird is going on, I think we all know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
If there's a decision being made and it makes no logical sense,
It's always money.
I mean, well, that there's money, but at the same time, with me, if they're putting that in South Orange County, see, we're a red zone over here, and when you bring in that type of housing, it brings in, and this is just my conspiracy theory, it brings in more blue zone, and that way you get the whole state blue instead of having pockets of red still. It's just my thought on it.
Funny enough, most of Orange County is actually quite red.
It's a red bubble. It's a red little.
Except for Irvine. Irvine's actually super blue.
Oh, it is?
It's very blue and liberal. Yeah, it's been
Interesting.
It's been liberal for the past like 8 years, I believe. Yeah, we lost focus, lost touch. I believe that there was too much internal issues, and they just let it slip. And then now we got to get it back. But this is the year. This is the year to make it happen. Make the switch back to being conservative again. Like, there's the presidential election. There's a lot of anti-sentiment out there against political parties in general.
Yeah.
And now we have this random non-political dude coming in that's just trying to make change. He doesn't really care for your sides. He just wants to make change. So be a part of that.
Yeah.
And then now my opponents are splitting the vote, which gives me a very big chance of winning.
I'm excited for you, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
This is what we need.
I would love to run for mayor of San Juan Capistrano, but they don't actually have a mayor. They do all the city council
and they
members rotate.
Jump in city council.
Yeah.
Do it. I'll connect
Do
you.
it.
I'll connect you with
Do it.
everybody I know. Everybody. And that's my jam too. It's not just about me. I need everybody else with like minds to do it too as well. Like, let's say I win and no other conservatives win, then what good is that going to do? I need everybody on the team to win.
Yeah.
So I have a few other guys like James Mai, John Park. I have Scott Baugh running for Congress, and he needs Irvine's support too to win this. And so it's a team effort. If we all have the same things that we want to accomplish, we got to do it together. But if everybody just works on their own, like, we're going to be back at square one again.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to get everybody together. I'm helping all the other candidates out. I'm walking for them too as well. And we're going to make a team effort to make sure that we win this thing. And so my job is to
Now
make
I'm
sure
wondering
everybody wins.
if he is bootstrapped with the Republican Party.
Yeah.
Could he come back, and could we do a little commercial for him? Is that something that we could push? Are we allowed to do stuff like that?
We're allowed to do whatever we want.
Could we pick a side? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know of any regulations of that. There's some weird regulations out there, but I don't think it pertains to you guys. There's these things called PACs, political action committees. So in Irvine, you can only contribute as much as $620. You cannot give $1 more than that per resident or individual or entity. Right?
Interesting.
They do that so you don't buy the election.
Yeah.
So essentially, one person
makes
could
sense.
put in $5 million.
Yeah.
But the loophole, whatever you want to call it, is called a political action committee. So some separate random entity can start Asians for Ron,
Sure.
Hopeaholics for Ron,
Yeah.
whatever. And there's no limit. You could put in $1 billion and you can promote and use that towards campaign funds however you want. The caveat is I cannot be affiliated with that. You're just doing it for me, not with me. And that's how that goes for all politicians across the whole country. And so they have super PACs, and that's where you go presidential and federal.
Yep.
And that's how all these campaigns are being funded. Like, Kamala Harris, did she just get like 24 million or 52 million or something like that overnight or something like that? It was all over the news. And it's these PACs, if there are limits on your campaign.
Yeah.
And so
makes sense. There's always a loophole of
there's
everything.
loopholes of everything. It's crazy. So I'm doing it the good old-fashioned way. I'm trying to get a massive volume of residents to donate and contribute. And then if the PACs want to support, cool. But it's tough because they don't know me.
Yeah.
And they don't trust me.
Right.
And for good reason. Who the heck am I? Unless you know me, then who am I?
Yeah.
Like, random kid, sounds like he's got a made-up story. Like, really? Like, you're doing all this stuff? Are you sure? It literally does sound made up, and I get it. It sounds like I'm like a scam artist or something. Sign up. I have a
But I think that's
membership.
good.
If he is a scam artist, he's got the perfect face to be a scam artist because like literally that's the face that you would think this dude ain't doing anything wrong.
Exactly. Or I could be the face to actually do something right.
Yes.
Yep.
That's what we're trying to go for.
Yeah, for
That'd be
sure,
some good
man.
stuff.
So since we're a little bit on politics, and we don't talk a lot about politics all the time on our podcast because we are recovery based.
Yeah,
and
let's talk about that.
Trying to break the stigma of mental health and addiction, and we're out fighting the fentanyl crisis. But I have one question.
Yeah.
Who's gonna win the debate tonight?
I'm gonna get some hate either way, but I think it's pretty obvious. We know who's gonna win. Now this is where there's where it gets interesting. Who's gonna actually win in real life, and who's going to appear to win on media? Because I'm seeing two completely separate things. I'm seeing in real life, in live televised things, where one person is looking very coherent, and then all throughout the media, he is like another Joe Biden. He's like old and decrepit and can barely talk and hold a sentence. And so it's tough right now, because what do you believe? Do you believe what you see in the media all day, or do you believe what you see that's being streamed live? Right. And so it's,
Well, I believe what's being streamed live. If you're not watching it live, I mean, you can't. Then the person who's not being streamed live is definitely reading every single line that is being fed to her. There, did that help to her?
Now the challenge of that now is the majority of our world doesn't listen to live. They just
Exactly.
listen to what they see and hear.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I think it's gonna be very, very tough to see what happens.
Do they not
November.
forget what was going on the last 3.5 years, though? All of a sudden,
Yes.
they,
Forget.
I mean,
Look
they
at-
do.
if you think
That's
about
the
it-
part I can't comprehend. How did they
How about this
forget
one? Why
overnight
is-
that everybody hated her? That she's like the most hated vice president. Okay, never mind. I
Or
can't.
how-
But
no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
going to
but
go off
How
on
about
this
just the fact that
tangent here.
all of a sudden it's crickets and everybody's quiet that our former president almost got assassinated? Doesn't that seem weird? Like all of a sudden, it was only a month and a bit ago, and no one's talking about it. Everyone has just seemed to like kind of brush that under.
Melania
Yeah, she
is
put out something this morning though,
Yeah.
asking for answers, which rightfully
demanding
so.
answers.
Like we should know something. So the
They
media
know
for
something.
sure plays a big part in skewing
Yeah,
people.
even Mark Zuckerberg made out a statement, right? He's like, "I'm so sorry. I wish I didn't have to
Yeah.
listen to them," but he got strong armed to censor certain type
Yeah.
of content.
yeah.
Right. So we're in a world of censorship right now.
Yeah.
It's tough. You know, if we say the wrong things, shoot, this podcast might get ripped off. It's like it's that crazy.
Yeah.
The world's crazy right now. I don't know. It's two parts. It's one. Most of my life, I've been trying to change and impact as much as I can, but at the same time, I still need to adapt to the world
Sure.
that's around me.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what the world's going to be like after November, because I don't know who's going to win. Of course, I would.
We really don't know.
We really don't know. It's that close.
It is
And
that
It really
close.
depends on what happens. Is there going to be some hinky pinky going on? We don't know.
It's going to come
So-
down to one state. I can tell you that.
But even if it does come to one state, if there's some funny business going on,
Which is sad that we even have to think that like that.
then we really don't know. So it's tough. I don't know. I don't know what outcome is going to happen after November. But I do know that I need to prepare accordingly for whatever direction goes, because our economy is either going
Yeah.
to improve over time or it's going to crash very, very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it sucks. There's no opposite. There's no, hey, our world's going to be better right away. It's not. It's going to be a slow climb back to
Sure.
prominence, or it's going to be a more aggressive decline into, everybody's hurting. Nobody is showing it on media, on Instagram. Everybody only shows the good stuff. Nobody shows the bad stuff, right? Everybody is either winning, and right now I don't see a lot of people bragging and flexing. I see a lot of people doing nothing, because nobody wants to share that they're failing. So instead of just flexing, you're just not being as active.
Yeah.
When you're not being as active, I'm like, okay, then you must be doing bad.
Yeah.
You know, or you're still pretending until you run out of pretend money.
Yeah.
You know, and so even right now, I'm not seeing a lot of people flaunting a lot of stuff like they used to, because
I also think too it could be because of the crime. Also.
Yeah,
It's
you wanna get targeted.
You're right.
yeah,
So it's.
I mean,
scary.
shoot, in Newport Beach, those
Yeah.
two guys got the Rolls Royce and the Lamborghini.
it's tough.
Same robber.
Yeah, so why not hit two people at once? It's two
Yeah,
for
just-
one.
Let's just
Yeah.
roll down to
Two for one
Newport
special.
Beach. Hit them real quick. Roll out.
Yeah, and I only saw one instance in Orange County where a dude actually busted out a gun and shot back.
Well, how
And
about
he-
the lady that died?
Which one?
That was
Oh,
at
at Fashion Island?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she didn't get shot. She got ran over.
She got
Yeah.
ran
She
over.
got ran over on them trying to rob her.
Yeah, but
Really
so
sad.
you want to know why you can't bust back in Orange County? Because you're gonna go bust yourself right into jail.
You'll stay in longer than the criminal.
Which is nuts.
Oh, it hurts.
It does hurt.
It hurts.
Yeah.
It does hurt.
But that's okay.
Yeah. it's
You're
okay.
running and you're going to
Yeah,
make a
make a
change
difference.
in a positive.
Yeah, make positive change. That's
And you don't even
that's
have
what we're
to.
here for.
So Irvine has its own police department. That's freaking cool.
Yep, IPD, they're awesome.
How IPD, Irvine Police Department.
I lost my dog last month, and they found him in 15 minutes.
Really?
No
Insane.
way.
Yeah, my dog walked out, and then families freaking out. No,
Yeah.
he's not gonna make it. He's old, And then we called IPD, and I saw IPD rolling, and I was on my bike, and then I chased after IPD, and sure enough, like a home reported that they found a missing dog, and they fed my dog, they walked my dog, and they like even picked up his poop until we got there. I was like, what? Thank you. I'm like, do I tip you?
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
what the heck? Yeah, so we definitely have some great neighbors.
Yeah, that's
it was
fantastic.
really cool. Yeah, and then IPD freaking showed up in like 10-15 minutes. It was awesome. And
That's cool.
I use our police department like crazy. I have a lot of old neighbors in my neighborhood, and there's this lady that she stays in her house all week long, except on Thursdays where she takes out the trash. And that's her thing. That's her jam. She's on a walker, and she attaches the walker to the trash can, and it takes her like 40 minutes, and she scoots it out, and she scoots it back in. But there was 1 week where she didn't take her trash cans out. I was like, oh no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and it was like 4 or 5 days. It was almost trash can day again. I was like, there's something wrong. She fell and broke her hip. Like, I don't know. Like, where is she? I called the police, and I found there's a thing called a wellness check. And so if you notice that somebody around you is like missing or something maybe wrong, you can call and request a wellness check. They came 15 minutes later, knocked on our doors, et cetera, et cetera. Nobody was there. And then they came to my door. I was like, hey, do you know what's going on? I was like, I told the whole story. She's like, I just don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know if she slipped and fell and she died, or maybe she's on vacation, but I don't think she should be traveling. Turns out that the police reached out to her and found emergency contact somehow. And she ended up moving out of that house and living with her kids because she needed to be on, she needed, care.
Oh, yeah.
She
Yeah.
needed
Well, that's good because we actually utilize wellness checks all the time, just because we get crisis calls all the
yeah,
time.
yeah.
That's what we do for a living.
I didn't even know it was a thing. I was like,
Yeah.
there's a term for this?
Yep.
I'm like, heck yeah.
Yeah. So I do want to change directions
Yes,
because you
please.
are running for mayor, and there is a fentanyl crisis. It is severe. It is real. We deal with it every single day, every day here at our treatment centers. I lost my son-in-law on 9/11 of 2022 to fentanyl, and we call it poisoning here. We don't call it an overdose because there is no safe dose of illicit fentanyl. So every dose is a potential overdose. So in essence, we call it poisoning. And that is why this podcast exists, is because after my son-in-law died, I've worked in drug and alcohol treatment for 22 years, and I decided that God put it on my heart that I be the voice for the people who have lost their lives, and for and to offer hope to the families who are suffering, because I know so many families who parents, moms, dads, sisters, brothers who have lost their family members, and their lives are in shambles.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about this stuff in Irvine? Because it's in Irvine. It's everywhere.
Everywhere. It's funny enough. Not funny enough, but I did something called the point in time. So I surveyed the homeless. There's a lot of drug usage in the homeless community, and so I was fortunate to be able to survey the homeless for about 24 hours in Irvine. And you wouldn't think there's very many homeless people, and there is a lot more than you would expect. And so in the span of 24 hours, 12 hours, I found 3 encampments, and I was able to survey over 100 homeless people. And a majority of them have drug challenges that they're going through. And we went through a survey to see where they're going, like, hey, where are you at? Are you addicted to drugs? What kind of drugs are you using? Do you have HIV or AIDS, or have you, all that stuff. And so it was really eye-opening, because when you think homeless is just a person that doesn't have a home, it's a panhandler, right? But there's so many other people than just panhandling on the streets. There was a park I went to called Bill Barber, and it was like 4 a.m. in the morning, and there was like a good 12 cars in the parking lot. And I'm like, what are we doing here? It's like, oh, there's a percentage of homeless people that live out of their cars. I'm like, oh, really? And it's in Irvine, so you wouldn't think it. And so we're knocking on all these doors or on all these car doors at 4 a.m. And sure enough, there's these families living inside of cars in Irvine because they can't afford to get an apartment or a home or anything like that. It's tough. And then, in the other areas, people are just smoking in just broad daylight. I'm just like, oh, snap, like, this is real. I'm like, fudge. you know, and I'm in the towing industry too as well, and I have a yard in Santa Ana, in downtown Santa Ana. It's really, really bad. At my yard, there's people walking around like zombies at 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, people are pooping on the fences. Like, I've seen people dead on the side of the street from poisoning, and the police are there just like fudge, like calling the ambulance or whoever to come to move the bodies. It's scary. It is scary how real it is.
Yeah.
And it's not just LA, it's Orange County.
Oh yeah.
It's Orange County, and it's in Irvine.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's for me, it's not about forcing people to do things. Because cool, you can make them more illegal, but is that really going to change what they're going to do? No, they're still going to do what they're going to do. In fact, they're like, cool, I go to jail, awesome. When do I get out? I'm going to do the same thing again. For me, it's about incentivizing people, educating people, and making them want to make a change. You know, and I'm sure you're in your field too. A lot of people won't be receptive unless they are ready to make a change. And once they're ready, then boom, that's when the change happens. And, you know, and so for me, it comes back down to education and leadership. You know, are we putting out the right proper information and education? And then do we have the right leadership in place to want to give these people the help that they need to reform their lives? But maybe they're happy doing what they're, and that may happen too. Maybe they're happy exactly where they're at and what they're doing and where they are in life. I met some homeless people out there that don't want a house. They don't want a car. They love their life. They're living what they're living. And they don't have a drug problem. They just want to live as they are. And I'm happy for them because they're happier than a lot of people that I know, you know, and they may not appear so, but they do. They're living in paradise. They don't have to worry about bills or anything like that. They have enough food. They have enough water. They have a shelter over their head, and they go do whatever they want to do, stare at the sky and figure out what the clouds look like, you know. And so happiness is subjective.
Yeah. I'm not sure where, you know, because sometimes they're like, do we want to go backwards when we, when we talk about whether we, make drugs such as fentanyl and stuff illegal again, or,
I'm sorry, is it not illegal?
It's illegal, but it's literally a traffic ticket. You know, it's a misdemeanor violation that you don't get taken to jail for. So sometimes it's, and I don't know how it is in Irvine, but sometimes out here in this part of Orange County, it's a waste of a time to even write the ticket. You might as well just dump it out and crush it and be on your way.
Yeah.
Or take it with you and hopefully destroy it properly, because fentanyl, just the powder alone, can get in your body and be toxic. Now, as far as like the drug dealers having a family member, my son-in-law, like if we can criminalize that act more,
the business aspect.
I mean, to be honest with you, for me though, it really starts at the bigger government, because we know where it comes from. We know that the precursors are made in China. Everybody knows that. Those precursors are sent to Mexico to the cartels. The cartels put it together and they bring it across the border. That is how it gets here. Some of the stuff has to start at the federal level.
That has to start at the federal level for sure, because that's a nationwide issue.
It's a call, but at the same time, if, and this isn't something that it can be done at the city level, but drug dealers should be put away for attempted murder for knowingly selling a drug that potentially kills people.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's a dark world out there.
Very dark.
And where there is money, there is greed. Yeah, and more bad things.
Bad things.
For most people with enough money, you're willing to do anything, including sell your soul. And that's kind of like the world that we live in.
Yeah.
But I mean, amidst all of that darkness, there is light. There is hope that there is better, right? And I believe that's why we're all here today, right? So what kind of tiny little speck can we make to make this world a better place? Who can we help? Even if it's just one person, And so we just keep doing that and keep trying to magnify it and scale it and just help more and more people. And then we'll be golden. But I think as it pertains to this issue, how can we help? I mean, we can't change it federally, but we can provide support like you guys are right now. The more support that people have, the better that they feel. I feel like a lot of people, when they're going through stuff, it's because they lack support.
Yeah.
They're alone.
Yeah.
They got nobody. And when you're alone, you got nobody, you start thinking about some weird stuff, and then that's followed by doing weird stuff. And so, unfortunately, drugs is a really popular escape for such a thing, to escape reality.
For sure.
And so why did they have to go to that? Because they had nothing else. So we can give them something else, an alternative to drugs, love, attention. I think that would simple answer, but obviously easier.
No,
hard,
but love is actually a really good answer, because let me tell you something. The stigma, one of the things that we fight for is breaking the stigma of addiction and mental health, right? There's such a stigma attached to that. And for the addict, I'm in recovery myself. So for the addict, having that stigma, just the fact of me asking for help it feels shameful.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do it. So you're stuck in this vicious cycle of wanting to get out, but you can't get out because you're afraid to ask for help. Or sometimes there's actually people out there like myself, before somebody told me that help is actually available. So we want to break the stigma, and we want to let everybody know that help is available.
Yeah.
And when everybody knows that help is available, there's a glimmer of hope. And we all know that hope is still alive, and that we can get better. We can recover.
Yeah. You just need a little.
That's what all of this is about,
Heck yeah.
And it is. You're right. It's about getting your voice out there. We have to, we won't be satisfied. I truly, when I started this mission, I won't be satisfied until 300 million people, and that means actually the entire population. When I say 300 million, I mean the entire population of the United States has heard our voice, that everybody has heard our voice, and they know who the Hopeaholics are.
Beautiful.
And that we are here to stay, and we're here to offer hope to everyone that is suffering. Because the one thing that connects all human beings, all of us, is pain. We all, whether you're an addict or a normie, we all know what it feels like to hurt inside. And that's one thing that we can come together and be like, all right.
Yeah. Any way that I can help, let me know. But I am all about that. I agree with that in its entirety.
Thank you.
So yeah, anywhere I can help, please let me know. I'm also part of this nonprofit called Gloves for Grief, and it's an organization that uses boxing as a vessel for people to deal with their pain of loss. Most people are dealing with grief through loss of their loved ones, and most people don't know how to express it.
Yeah.
So it just bottles up inside.
Yeah.
Drug addiction happens,
Oh,
suicide
yeah.
happens, all that stuff. And I remember the first class that I ever did, there was a lady that just lost her son, and she didn't know how to cope with it. So she ended up falling into our program, and halfway into the class, she stopped hitting the bag. She just turned around to me and just hugged me, and she wouldn't let go. So I taught the rest of the class with her holding me, and we literally taught for the rest of the 30 minutes. And she cried and screamed. I'm like, I kind of teared up a little. I'm like, fudge, man, because I didn't really know what I was getting. I can teach, I can change emotion and stuff like that and guide it in a proper way, but I never really dealt with somebody that was grieving and didn't know how to express it, And so I was like, oh, snap. And then, we did a circle. Everybody shared their stories. And then it was at a church, so we did a bit of prayer and stuff like that too as well. But it was eye-opening. I was like, fudge, man, everybody's hurting.
Yeah.
Everybody's hurting.
What I was wondering, since you're in that world at all, have you ever heard of the boxing gloves called putazos?
Putazos, no.
Where are our boxing gloves?
Putazos.
Yeah, it's a veteran-owned boxing.
They make the boxing gloves. Where do you get your boxing gloves from?
All across. I work with a company called Windy. They're like Muay Thai gloves. They're like handmade in Thailand.
Right.
And then I have another one called Barrick. They're handmade in Chicago. One dude makes them all.
Oh wow.
But
Wow.
I've been doing. I have like 40 pairs of boxing gloves.
Yeah.
I've had like every brand.
Dude,
I haven't heard of Putazos.
Muay Thai? Are you in gloves? Or,
Yeah.
Full gloves?
Yep, just a boxing glove. Yeah, 16 or not 16, an 8 ounce, depending on your weight class. I wear 8 ounce boxing gloves.
Okay.
They're tiny. They hurt. I don't like getting hit.
A regular boxing glove is 12 ounce for
No,
a fight, or no?
For a fight, it's 8 ounces.
8 ounces.
8 to 10, depending on your weight class.
Oh, okay.
And then 14 and 16 is generally a training size. And then the ounces are measured upon weight. So a 16 ounce would be a 1 pound glove.
So Shane's, look at Shane's paws. Look at those paws he has.
They are quite large.
Yeah.
You know what though? they move slow.
Very
you don't
slow.
you don't want them to connect,
Very slow.
but you could probably get out of the way.
Oh, that's for sure.
I'll trim my nails, paint my nails. Oh, it's still here? Oh,
Yeah.
It's coming.
There it is.
It's true.
Here it goes.
It's true. It's true. That's
All you gotta
sad.
do is just do a quick little side step,
Sad.
and you're good.
Yep, just get off the center line.
Yep.
Just
Yeah, exactly.
And we're golden. Oh yeah, I mean
Drop
that,
a shoulder.
when you guys come to the gym, I'll teach you practical self-defense and just easy concepts. How to beat somebody up slow. That's my jam. Like that's what I want to have everybody attain, the ability to beat somebody up slow. That means you don't have to be strong, you don't have to be fast. You just have the right time in the right
Yeah.
place.
Yep.
most people that are aggressively attacking you, they're typically not a fighter, right?
Oh, in normal life?
Yeah.
I've been a Boy Scout most of my life, so I haven't really been around that much trouble. But I did do security for about 7-8 years, and that's when I got in the most trouble. But that was for work. It was
Yeah.
just people being drunk and then
Yeah.
disrespectful and whatnot. But what was cool is because of my martial arts background, in the 7-8 years that I did security, I did nightclubs, personal security, all that fun stuff. I never once hit one person. I didn't have to.
Oh,
I
okay.
just subdued everybody.
Yeah.
Which was really cool, and that gave me a good reputation locally. And so I was known as the talker because I could talk people out of situations. But then sometimes people just want violence,
Yeah.
and then so I could just subdue them or render them unconscious as needed.
Yeah.
Render them unconscious.
Yeah. That's what.
I want
savage.
you rendered unconscious by a girl.
Come to, I was gonna say, come to one of my operations. Just watch me slowly fall asleep.
He's a strange character. We love him though, but he's from Canada, so he doesn't.
Canada's been a really popular place to visit.
It
lately.
has?
I've been seeing people go to Canada quite a lot. Shoot, my wife and her friend went to Canada. Canada is hilarious. My wife and her friend went to Canada and they got flagged by security, and they've never been to Canada, so they don't know that was normal. They're like, "Why are you checking us? Why didn't you check anybody else? But you checked us, et cetera, and whatnot." So she called me, and I had to call some people, and I'm like, "Hey, they're at the airport now getting checked, and they're talking back, and they're wondering why they're being detained and blah blah blah." It turns out there's a lot of traffic mules and a lot of prostitutes that go to Canada, at least where they were going to. And so they were targeted as potential drug mules or prostitutes.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
They
That's
must have been
crazy.
going to Vancouver.
No, but Canada is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I don't go to Canada.
I'm not. I have to go through a massive process, or else
I'm
I'm
not
not allowed.
I'm actually
in
not
there.
allowed in the state, in the country.
Snap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess they're really. I don't know.
Yeah, they are. They're super strict. And like, if you want to go, if you have any,
If
type
you
of-
even have a DUI, you can't go to Canada.
So now,
yeah, you get like detained.
It's like, bro, we don't want to go there that bad.
Look at who they're letting in. Don't even get me started. The borders are wide open.
But have you had the poutine though? Come on.
I will say they do have good like snacks up there, like
Chocolate bar chips.
the old Dutch chips.
I've
The
never had that.
dill
neither.
pickle
Dill
pickle-
pimples?
dill
pimples.
pickle chips
Ugh.
and the ketchup
Dill
chips.
pimples.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
really good.
And then
Ketchup.
their candy bars. See, people don't know this, but a ketchup
What?
Bro.
Oh my goodness.
A ketchup chip.
chip, yeah,
Ketchup chip.
it's really good, right?
Yeah. Those are ketchup chick.
That sounds.
They're pretty
disgusting.
tasty too. What? What?
I think they have ketchup chips here.
Not like
Not the
Canada.
same.
Oh, is it
They're not.
different?
Everything's not the same. They have dill pickle chips here too, but
Oh, yeah, true.
They're not the
I've
same.
No.
never
Not
heard of
Old
ketchup
Dutch.
chips.
Not old Dutch.
There's a Japanese ketchup Lay's or something like that people always bring, or at the specialty shops. There's all kinds of weird flavors.
See, yeah, there are some good specialty shops. You can actually get some of this.
Yeah.
You can get Old Dutch at some of those specialty shops.
Yeah.
I can't talk. It's been.
I know.
Yeah.
It's been. That's it. I'm done. All right. Anybody got any more questions for the?
No,
For the future mayor of Irvine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Your story is awesome, and the fact that you do so many different things as an entrepreneur, but then venturing into doing something amongst your community and with your city, I think is a huge testament to not only how you were raised with obviously your mom sitting on that couch. Just goes to show what happens when you put hard work to the pavement and you align yourself with a partner. I'm assuming your spouse is amazing because teamwork makes the dream work.
Hey,
And
bro.
so I think that's awesome. So congratulations. And I definitely hope that you get the vote tomorrow in your meeting.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
We're gonna
hope
get
for
it.
that
We're gonna
too.
freaking
And
get
then
it.
and then the other thing is like, you know, if I think everybody should get out and vote, unless you're not voting for Ron.
Right. Stay home then.
Stay home if you're not voting. You know, yeah,
Stay home. We don't need
we
you.
don't need it.
We don't need you.
We're voting for Ron.
We're voting for Ron.
You heard
Well-
it here first at Hopeaholics.
That's right.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's my DJ voice.
Everybody's like, it's pretty good
Thank you.
actually.
Thank you.
For sure. So thank you so much.
You guys, appreciate
Yeah,
you
Ron.
guys. Thanks
Really
for having me
appreciate
on.
you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you so
This
much.
is fun. I like this.
Does anybody know how to say his last name?
No, I was going to ask him because it doesn't look like it's Vietnamese.
Maybe we can
Scolesdang?
close.
Where's it from?
Anyone with takers?
I can give it a whirl.
Yeah.
Scolesdang.
You said the same thing. It's Scolesdang. It's my mom and my dad's last name put together.
I knew there was something with
Yeah.
it. See?
My mom's last name is Skulls. My dad's last name is Dang. They couldn't decide which name to give me, so they combined it.
Oh, dang.
And so now I'm Skulls.
You said dang.
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 That's
Good story.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Skulls
Love it.
dang.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Thank
Wait,
you.
Skulls dang.
Scolesdang.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Skulls Dang. What you got? Thank you, guys.
Nice.